Hey, you. Yeah, you. In case you hadn't heard, your favorite Renegade Sports Media Group has its own Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Vendetta Sports Media to support our efforts to continuously bring you sports, gaming, and other media coverage as only we can. We've got 4 different membership tiers. For $3 a month, we'll give you a simple thank you on our Patreon site. For $6 a month, you get a thank you and you get to become a recruit in Jackson Law's Vendetta University Gaming Series. For $10 a month, you get everything from the previous tiers, a special thank you at the end of our videos, free access to our upcoming Discord chat, and a free koozie after 4 months. And then the big dog, $50 a month, gets you everything from the previous tiers, as well as opportunities for Fantasy League invites, stream gaming, possible invites to mock NFL and NBA draft sessions, a once-a-month Google Hangout, and after 4 months, a free t-shirt. Yeah! Go to patreon.com/Vendetta Sports Media and help us to improve our pledge to bring you the best sports, gaming, and other media coverage. Ho-ho! Happy New Year, Tannimals! Woo! Welcome to the first 2021 edition of the Tanndemonium Sports Show. After a nice little break for the holiday season, we are back here on Vendetta Sports Media. I'm your host, Brian Tan, and with me as always, which one am I going to go with now? Shall we say well, I can't say the Jalen Hurts to my Coach Peterson because that's
We don't want that. We don't want that.
we don't. No, we don't. So you know what? I'll say I'll go with the TJ Watt to my JJ Watt.
There you
Jackson
go.
Law. J Law, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too, man, and to all our listeners out there too. I was away on vacation, gonna miss the mountains, but I missed the Tanndemonium Sports Show even more. So I'm back. I'm ready to talk some football.
Right. And you know what? Before we get too deep into this, we got a couple of little changes, not too many big ones, but you're going to start seeing some changes on the Tanndemonium Sports Show here in the 2021. But the major change that we got going on right now, we have a new addition to the Tanndemonium Sports Show starting tonight. Our producer and sort of our own version of Tony Rinaldi, Stat Boy from back in the day, as you will. One of the newer additions to the Vendetta Sports Media team, Mr. Christian Lothrop, a.k.a. Benny the Jet Rodriguez. What's going on, Christian? You can.
How we doing, guys? Happy to be here. Ready to get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Christian's already become a real awesome addition to the show to help us out so we don't have to look up so many things. So, with that being said, J Law, we got some stuff thanks to young Christian the Jet Rodriguez. There's a lot of issues coming out of Philly after that game. Was that Sunday night? Yeah.
Yeah. This is the last regular season game.
Yeah.
That's what we were blessed with.
Now, do you think that's going to be Coach Peterson's last game as the head coach? Because I read today that some guys on the defense had to be physically restrained from going after him.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. I put it in the Slack today because I saw that, and I was wondering, had Doug Peterson's stupidity gone too far? Finally, and it's like us here at Vendetta, we have been, screaming this entire time about what was going on there. Doug Peterson, not a good coach, terrible front office. Why are they benching Carson Wentz for Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is not a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. But yeah, it is an utter disaster there. And what he did last night it's awful. I feel bad for Eagles fans because even with a bad year like 2020, there's people as the decade goes on that will find happiness. Someone's going to get their dream job. Someone's going to get their dream car. Someone's going to get married to the person they love. Eagles fans will not feel that this decade.
No. And it's really sad because they just won a Super Bowl not too long ago. right? I mean, what, two
Yes.
or was it two? One or two? Was it one?
They won one. They've won.
Okay, yeah, they won
one.
one. I don't know why. You know what? Because it was two straight. Because it was the whole Patriots losing. So I think I'm reliving it happily twice. But yeah, I mean, I just can't believe that you would purposefully tank like that. Now, granted, I'm no Chris Collinsworth fan. Not even close. I do not like Chris Collinsworth. I hate his voice. I hate everything about him. Eliminate the fact that he used to play for the Bengals. Eliminate that. But I just can't stand the guy. But you know it's bad when I agree with Chris Collinsworth. When Chris Collinsworth is tearing him apart on national TV, I 100% agree. And you know who I really feel bad for is Zach Ertz. That was probably his last game in a Philly uniform.
Yeah.
And he's been there now. This is his 7th year. And this guy, not only he's instrumental in that Super Bowl victory, over 6,000 yards receiving, 36 touchdowns. This guy's been a mainstay. Everyone's Gronk this, Gronk that, blah, 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 blah. What about Zach Ertz, man? Or Travis Kelce. Oh, Travis Kelce. What about Zach Ertz, man? This guy is amazing. And
yeah,
and Trey wrote an awesome article about this. Also on if you go to vendettasportsmedia.com, read Trey's article on Zach Ertz. This guy's meant so much. You want to talk about a cornerstone of that organization? He deserved better. He really did.
He did, and it's again going back to what Doug Peterson did last night. That was the biggest middle finger that a head coach could give to all of their players, you know. And I mean, it's every single one of them. And I've heard some people try to rationalize it because they lost the game last night Sunday, excuse me. They got the 6th overall pick, I think it is, instead of the 9th overall pick. And, that could be a huge game changer. There could be someone that they want that wouldn't be available at 9, but will be available at 6. But you can't rationalize that to athletes that are just intensely competitive, like everyone in the NFL is. It doesn't matter. Even players on the Jets, the awful Jets, they may be sitting there 0-10, 0-11, but they still go out there and they compete. Even if the coaching staff in the front office is trying to sabotage that season to tank for a particular player or a high pick, those players still have something to prove. They still want to win. They want to win because that means they get more money, if not with that organization, than another organization whenever their contract is up. So I think it's a huge scandal. And yeah, I do feel really bad for Ertz. Maybe not like too much because he'll be fine, especially money-wise, because his wife is a big-time soccer player. She's a part of the World Cup winning women's team, and they are like the sporting world power couple. So he's already like pretty much won life there.
Right. So he's going to be okay. But I mean,
yeah, he'll be okay. He'll be okay personally, but just as like a football player and to a city that you could tell that he really loves and to his teammates that he really loves, it's one person in the organization, and it's the leader of that organization and the head coach that turned their back on him and all those other players. Big middle finger to the guys that went out there every day, especially during the COVID year, and grinded on the field, stayed at home, didn't go anywhere because they didn't want to be the one that got everyone else sick, and maybe those guys get other people on other teams sick, and the next thing we know, like the season's getting canceled. They didn't want to. You don't want to be that guy that does that. Yeah, and so they all made a ton of. They all made a ton of sacrifices. They all did everything they could. And at the very end, when you have a chance to win your final football game just for pride's sake.
Against your division rival. Not just your division rival.
Yeah, and you could ruin their party because they're going to play the Buccaneers in the playoffs. And they're hosting a playoff game because they are the
division champs.
Yeah, the division champs.
And not only just that, now they played New York, right? They play New York? They played Washington. Yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
But either way, that's a major rivalry. That is one thing that I was really against with the division realignments that they did a few years ago, so we could have the North, South, East, and West, is like a lot of good rivalries got axed a little bit. Like the Steelers Jaguars had a really good rivalry when the Jaguars first came to the league and they were put into the AFC Central. That was a great rivalry. But, you know, the one thing that did not get lost, and I'm really appreciative of that, is the NFC East, because those were some great rivalries back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going up against, you know, your rival for so long, and they're a really close rival. Philly and DC are not that far from each other. That's a train ride. You know, so there's a lot of bragging rights there. And yeah, that's just the ultimate FU. And I don't see Doug Peterson coaching this team. Not only do I not see him coaching next year, I don't see him getting another coaching job for a little while.
He shouldn't. But the thing is that one Super Bowl that he has gives him so much cushion and so much leeway.
That's true. And not many people can say I'm a Super Bowl winning coach.
But for the sake of Philly fans, I hope that decision to pull Ertz last night, even though Hurts, even though to pull Hurts from the game and start their third string quarterback
in a game where interception.
And guess what? Carson Wentz was a healthy scratch. Like he was perfectly fine. He could have suited up, and they're just like, nah, stay at home. Don't even come to the stadium.
Well, I seriously think. Well, I think that the whole thing with Wentz. I think that Wentz being benched for Hurts was like the final straw. I think that Wentz was already seeing this. Now, the thing is, Wentz wasn't doing all that good. I mean, let's be honest. There's been a lot of talk about Wentz, but let's look at that offensive line as well. Is he really getting the protection that he really needed?
No. And his receivers are, you know, the only reason why they're on an NFL team is because they worked at the Denny's that was closest to the practice facility. Like it's like they didn't even go to universities. It's like, let's just pull a guy from the kitchen at Denny's, make him run a 40. Oh, it's like a 4.4. All right, give him pads and throw him out there.
Oh man,
doesn't know how to run the routes, doesn't know the playbook, doesn't matter. Put him out there.
So
all right, Wentz, over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a 12-4 season, and take us back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not working. Not going to work. So basically, they got a Clifford Franklin. Is what they got.
Basically.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson watched that. What movie is that? Invincible with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm in Philly. It worked.
Yeah, he watched that, and it's like, exactly. It's like, I'm going to do that, but with my entire receiving core. Instead of a guy that's just on special teams.
Oh man. And apparently, you know what? And Christian, I'm gonna tell you now, keep an eye out for the Heisman ceremony ceremony thing is going on. So keep your eyes on that. Give us a heads up once we know what's going on with that.
The Heisman Trophy is being handed out tonight?
Yeah, I just got that notification from ESPN.
I did not even know that. Oh
now,
gosh.
You watch college football way more than I do. Now, is Trevor Lawrence still the number 1 pick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think he still is. And because you can't let one kind of game compared to how Lawrence normally plays against Ohio State to ruin it. And it's like people were bad talking Justin Fields, who I've always thought is the second best quarterback in this draft class, which is, by no means, if you're second to Lawrence, then, hey, good job. You're still probably going to be a fantastic quarterback. That's or, you at least have you at least still have the potential to be good.
Right.
Justin Fields, he had a bad game against Northwestern, but he bounced back.
And Kyle Trask had a bad game as well.
Yeah, Kyle Trask had a really bad bowl game to the point where I forget his name, but it's the quarterback. I think he's with BYU. I think I forget what his name is, but like people were like putting him. It's like he's the second best quarterback, and it's like, hang on, And now that Justin Fields had a good game against Clemson, now he's back up right where he was the entire season. So, but Trevor Lawrence, still number 1 overall. He should go to Jacksonville. They've got the number 1 pick. And, I don't know what's going to happen with number 2. Could be Fields, then Sam Darnold's available. I like, if that happens, I'd like to see Darnold end up with your Steelers. I think sitting a year behind Ben, I think this won't be Ben's last year because he's got such a ridiculous contract and he wants to collect as much cash as he wants. That I think still you can roll him out next year, regardless of what happens. Just groom Sam Darnold a little bit more.
And we heard about that. And we heard that on First Take yesterday as well, where they were saying that they'd love to see Sam Darnold end up at the Steelers. Yeah. I don't know, Christian, what do you think? You think Sam Darnold goes to my Steelers, or does he go elsewhere? This is your moment to shine, Benny the Jet. And you know what? You can even come on camera for your answer.
I can come on camera?
You can even come on camera for your answer.
How we doing?
See what I mean? Look at this guy. This is Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Look at him.
I got the mustache ready for the camera, guys. Mustache is ready. Personally, I do like the Darnold behind Roethlisberger for a year. Of course, like you said, Roethlisberger's not going anywhere, and at the end of this year, that contract is pretty hefty. I think his issue was coming into New York with somebody like Adam Gase, who, like you have talked about in past podcasts, it let him down. He let him down, and he admitted it to himself. I think, somebody like Roethlisberger would be a perfect fit for Sam to sit under for, a year or, however long it takes. I definitely think that's a good idea for him. I personally didn't mind him in Indianapolis. Personally, I don't think he would be a bad fit over there either. I think they got a bunch of young players, and Jonathan Taylor, and that wide receiver, of course, pretty decent. So I think that would be a good spot for him. I'm not sure what Rivers' contract's looking like, but I think he might be out of there by the end of the year.
Yeah, I think Rivers I think Rivers is on a 1-year deal, I think.
Yeah, and the rumors are that he's basically going to be the next Romo. He's got a TV gig lined up after this season.
So Rivers is done. But then now you have to wonder, is Jacoby Brissett, that 1 year sitting behind Rivers, is that going to do him a lot of good? So
100%.
Yeah, we're definitely married.
Yeah, and the great thing is that you could bring in, well, if you bring in Wentz, there's obviously the big contract that comes along with it. But if you but I still like the idea of Wentz or Darnold ending up there in Indianapolis. But either way, it's a low risk, high reward, because if Brissett's the guy, if he learned a little bit of something, then he's just right there. But if he's not, you bring in Darnold or Wentz, and they play the way that we know that they can play, just with actual players, not the cooks from Denny's around them, then, you got to the playoffs with Phillip Rivers. Now imagine what's going to happen when you have a quarterback that's, not throwing lame ducks that stay in the air for 4 or 5 seconds and only go 7 yards down the field.
But that dime that Rivers threw 2 weeks ago against my Steelers, man, I seriously thought that was like a dagger in my soul, man. I seriously thought that the game was over after that. I was really ready for the game. I was ready for it to be done after that. But we got plenty more to talk about. I'm going to try to tighten this up a little bit more. I guess Christian is being a good influence. We're going to take a quick break, give a little bit of love to the guys that are helping pay the bills, and we'll be right back. The following broadcast is brought to you in association by XP Coffee Company. XP Coffee Company is the fresh brewed coffee made for gamers by gamers. Get amazing flavors like Choco Loco in 8, 12, or 16-ounce bags, or level up and get Illusion, Isolation, Nightmare, or the Majestic Throne blends in light, medium, or dark roast in whole bean, coarse French press, drip, or fine espresso in 12-ounce, 16-ounce, or 2-pound bags. Wow! Shipping worldwide. If you're in the U.S., go to usa.xpcoffee.co. If you're in Europe or in the U.K., go to www.xpcoffee.co. XP Coffee Company, for gamers, by gamers. All right, guys, we're back. Tanndemonium Sports Show. And there's not just drama in the NFC East, but there's drama coming in, from the NFC East, going to the NFC South. For our wild card weekend. This is actually a game, because I heard this trash talk, J Law, I'm actually going to be watching a game that's not the Steelers game. I'm finally going to watch a game that's not a Steeler game. And that is your boy, your man, your favorite defensive lineman on the planet today, Mr. Beast Mode himself on the deep side of the ball, the guy that ended Joe Burrow's season. Chase Young is laying down the gauntlet and calling out, I don't want to call him the GOAT, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. He's calling out the GOAT. He is calling out Tom Brady. He said, Tom Brady, I'm coming for you. I want you. I want you. He is going Apollo Creed on Tom Brady. So, J Law, does Tom Brady pull an Ivan Drago and destroy Chase Young and the Washington football team? Or is Chase Young going to deliver the knockout body blow to TB12?
You ready for this hot take?
I am ready for I haven't had a hot take from you in 2 weeks. I am jonesing.
I fully 100% believe Washington can win this football game.
Oh! Oh! Whoa! Wait a second. Whoa. Time out. Are you saying the team that don't even have a name
Can win a playoff game? Yes.
against TB12, against one of the most stacked football teams since the Patriots, since that Eagles dream team, the team with no name? Now I can't really clown them too much because they beat my Steelers. They humbled my Steelers. But are you telling me that the team with no name that got rid of a first round pick before the end of the year with a quarterback whose leg is being held together by staples and prayers could win this game?
Yes, and I'm going to go into my explanation. So here we go. All right, first off, let me start off with the dude Chase Young. I never admitted that he's my favorite defensive end, but God, is he just such a damn good defensive player. Watch some of his highlights today in preparation for tonight, and the dude is just an absolute beast. He's a rookie, and he's already, if you can't call him, and because he's a rookie, I don't want to say that he's the best pass rusher in the league, but I'll say this, he's top 5. He's a top 5 pass rusher in the league as a rookie. He's a legit predator. And it's not just
TJ Watt and Chase Young. That's how I go. TJ Watt, Chase Young.
TJ Watt is very good. And I don't think JJ Watt's done yet either. I think he may end up on another team somewhere, but he's not done by any stretch of the means.
Pittsburgh.
The Watt brothers
all
in
three
Pittsburgh.
Watts. I want all 3 Watts. I want the tri-Watt Fecta in Pittsburgh with Sam Darnold ready to take over.
Oh, Super Bowl.
7.5 sacks for Chase Young as a rookie. Rookies don't do that.
No, and it's not just even the sacks. It's just the pressure that he puts on the quarterback. Quarterbacks think they're nice and safe in their tiny little pocket, and then here comes this absolute monstrosity of a man. And, he is 100% deserving. He has the most sacks, that I've seen by a rookie in a long time. 100% deserving of the Rookie of the Year. And that defense has steadily gotten better over the season. And on the offensive side of the ball, yes, there are some things that are lacking, but Gibson, the running back, has really blossomed into a reliable running back. He's not like Adrian Peterson back in the day or anything, but he's a good running back. And then Alex Smith, he's not like an elite talent, but I hate to just simply call him a game manager because he's a little bit above that. And he's had a successful career. He's just never made it to the next level. And I'm not calling them like underdog Super Bowl, candidates or anything. I'm not going to say that they're, walking in with a losing record and then we're going to see them in the NFC Championship. I just think because it's all about matchups and that weak defensive line of the Bucs, and then Brady's big target, Mike Evans, don't know if he's going to be 100% healthy or not, or what his availability is going to be for this game. The cards are starting to stack up where I will not be surprised if Sunday comes and goes and the next round of the playoffs are set and the Buccaneers are on the plane or the bus back home, whatever, if they have to walk back home so they can say social distance, and then Brady crying in his mansion, with his TB12 money, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be surprised in the slightest. And what you said about talent, one of the most talented teams, there's a difference between talent and cohesion between talent. And I think that's the difference. That's what the biggest difference. And I've called the Buccaneers this all year long. I have called them the poor man's Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams incredibly stacked, names, big names everywhere. You're like, you look on the defensive side, even with, without, being an elite defense, Kansas City doesn't have that elite of a defense. You can look at that defensive line. It's like, that guy's pretty good. Yeah, I'd take that guy on my team. Offensive side, you're like, yes, please. Kelsey, Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, give them all to me. Patrick Mahomes. Oh my gosh. He could be the future.
I'll take the entire offense, to be
exactly.
Honest. And you know what? Now, 7.5 sacks for Chase Young in his rookie year. He's only 4 sacks away from the all-time rookie sack leader, Mr. Von Miller. Von Miller had 11.5 sacks his rookie year, but he's a linebacker. To be in. But he's a linebacker, so he gets a lot more momentum started, and he has a better line to the quarterback than a D lineman.
Yeah, so he can hide in coverage a little bit more.
Exactly. So 7.5 sacks as a rookie D lineman against, and the thing is that NFL now offensive line. I played defensive line, and even in crap. What's the hell is it called again? It's essentially, it's not pro. It's semi-pro. Playing semi-pro football. Those offensive linemen, man, those guys are monsters. Offensive linemen. You want to talk about someone that has to be nasty and just have a mean streak? That's an offensive lineman. That's why offensive linemen are crazy, because they're big and they're mean. And the fact that you get 7.5 sacks against NFL caliber offensive linemen, that says a lot about
you. As a rookie. You're 21 years old.
Yeah. And that means he hasn't even fully grown into his body yet. This kid could be
so scary.
This kid could be the next Bruce Smith. And I'll tell you something right now. This is what I thought, what Chase Young is now. I thought Sean Oakman from Baylor was going to be this. I really wanted him to be, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So Chase Young, I seriously think, honestly, I think that Chase Young eats up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line. Now, keep in mind, Bruce Arians is a smart coach. Bruce Arians will know how to game plan for a rookie. He knows how. He did it when he was offensive coordinator here in Pittsburgh. He knows what.
Yeah, Ron Rivera has done it with his Panthers in the past. Yes. Where he stole a wild card game as a below 500 team. So
that's true.
This is not his first rodeo doing it.
And Ron Rivera is a defensive-minded guy. He's in there for his defense. And now that they've gotten rid of Dwayne Haskins, who seemed to be a lot more of a distraction than we even realized. I think
all they need is just Alex Smith. The offense doesn't need to turn the ball over. If the offense doesn't have a single turnover, they win that football game.
Yeah, because this defense is strong. This defense doesn't play games. This is a tough team and a tough defense. It's going to be, and I'll tell you the truth, I think that this is going to be my game of the week, to be honest. I mean, granted, yeah, Steelers-Browns, this is a big deal, but this could be game of the week. And then,
I mean, you guys rolled out Kevin Rudolph out there, and you only lost by 2. Mason. You almost won that game. Or yeah, Mason.
We should have won that game.
Kevin Rudolph is a singer. Why the hell did I say that? Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
And you know what's crazy is that now the Tampa Bay center is questionable with a concussion. He was a full participant in practice, but just because you're a full participant doesn't mean that you're
going to play.
You're going to play.
And what were you participating in?
Right. What were
I could be there, and I participated.
Right. So this is going to be a tough this is going to be tough. And I'll tell you the truth. Chase Young is definitely my favorite for defensive rookie of the year. No question. No questions asked. No rookie has dominated the way he's done. And I'll tell you the truth, man. This Washington football team is going to be a big deal. Now, if they could draft their quarterback of the future, because Alex Smith can't play forever, who knows how long that leg is going to be able to last.
Yeah, low-key, I'd love to see them go get Wentz, and Wentz get to play Philly every year for the next decade,
awesome.
and just roll into Philly and just pound them to the ground.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? Let's stay on the topic of the Wildcard Weekend, because Wildcard Weekend to me is probably one of the best weekends of the football year, other than opening weekend. So, what game do you think is going to be the best game of Wildcard Weekend?
The best game, I mean, obviously we talked about Washington and Tampa. I think that's going to be a really good game, but I'll pick a different one just for for the sake of talking about a different one. I'm really looking forward to the Colts and Bills. To be honest,
okay.
I think the Colts are the far superior, the Bills. I think I said the Colts. I think the Bills are the far superior team. Let me rephrase that. And I honestly think the Bills are looking legit. You go back for their past 3 to 4 weeks. The past 3 weeks, the lowest amount of points they scored was 36 or 38. I'll double check that real quickly. But they've just been playing absolutely insane football. They crushed the hopes and dreams. It was 38, by the way. They crushed the hopes and dreams of my Miami Dolphins of making the playoffs.
I was sad
because everyone else is like, we're gonna sit our starters. Big Ben, we're gonna rest him.
Ben, don't even make the trip. Stay home.
Josh Allen, nah, I'm gonna run up there and play the majority of the game and just ram it down Miami's throats. That their division rival is not going to be in the playoff
ever.
Yeah, it was.
Damn. That was rugged, man. That you know what though? The Bills are a scary team. I'll tell you the truth, and we're going to talk Super Bowl picks in a minute. So I'm going to hold off with what I was about to say. I seriously think just from a rivalry standpoint, I think Steelers-Browns is going to be a great game. Steelers-Browns, and I know I'm a Steeler guy. I am a homer, but I will call the Steelers out. I will. I've done it before. But Steelers-Browns is a rivalry. Now, granted, is it as good as Steelers-Ravens? No. If it was Steelers-Ravens, that would be a Super Bowl implicating game right there. But I think for a rivalry to really be a rivalry, both teams have to have success. And the Browns getting into the playoffs for the first time in 18 years, that's success. You can't beat that. Going from 0-16 to now into the playoffs just a few short years later, that's a big deal. So I think that's going to be a great game. I think it is. But I seriously think this Washington-Tampa Bay game is going to be probably, I think when it's all said and done, I think that game is going to be the defining game, because you get, Tom Brady, 43 years old, threw for over 4,000 yards, 43 touchdowns. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. That's a huge test for this young Washington, who I'm actually hoping they pick the Red Tails for their team
that would be good. I like the Red Tails. I like the history of the Red Tails.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be the game that I watch. Hopefully they're not on the same day. So I don't know, Christian, are those games on the same day? Washington, Tampa Bay, and Pittsburgh and Cleveland? I don't think those. I think one of those is a Saturday game and one's a Sunday evening game.
They aren't. You're correct. Saturday, the slate, we got Colts, Bills, Rams, Seahawks, Bucks, Washington, and then on Sunday, Ravens, Titans, which is another good game. The great thing about the playoffs is there's never
good games.
They're all good games. Yeah, they're all pretty good games. They're all good matchups. I'd say probably the lesser one is the Bears and the Saints, just because I do not believe in the Bears whatsoever.
But come on, this is the first time that these two teams have played in the playoffs since the Saints was it the Bears went to the Super Bowl or the Saints? One of these two teams played each other at one point. One of the two went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I don't buy into the Bears.
Well,
I think
Yeah, I mean that's true. That they have been they are an inconsistent team.
But
Very
still,
faithful.
it'll be fun to see Breeze. Hopefully, he's fully healthy. But that the interesting caveat about that is uh, for the second week in a row, the Saints will be out without Alvin Kamara, and I
Yeah,
think their
COVID.
entire running back core because of COVID.
I guess they're going to be going to, well, I can't remember who what the big grocery store chain is down in New Orleans, but
Yeah.
they're going to have to go there, or either that or they might have to go to LSU and see if they can get some of their running backs. Just do it on the slide.
They're gonna go to a local gumbo restaurant and try
There
to
you
find a
go.
cook back there.
We're gonna go to New Orleans Community College. The following broadcast is brought to you in association by Forever Grips. Go to forevergripsgaming.com for all of your affordable gaming accessories. Need new grips for your analog sticks? They've got it. Need to swag up your controller or console, including the Xbox Series X or PS5? They've got it. Need a sweet mouse pad to complete your setup? Go to forevergripsgaming.com now. Act now and use the Vendetta Sports Media promo code VSM15 at checkout to get 15% off of your purchase. That's right, 15% off by using our promo code VSM15. Forever Grips, the best accessories for the best prices are with Forever Grips. Oh, man. So, who are your picks? Who are your Super Bowl picks? And you know what? I want to bring Christian in on this too. I want to get the show Super Bowl picks. So we'll start with the new guy, Christian. Who do you have? Sir. Who do you have as your Super Bowl picks?
I do not see the Chiefs being stopped personally. I think they find their way. I think they find their way there again. And personally, I'm going to take the other number one seed, and I think Green Bay. I think Green Bay can pull it off. I think I'm looking at Kansas City, Green Bay. Those are my picks.
Oh, so it's a rematch of Super Bowl one.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's who's going to pull it off this year.
I can tap dance to that tune.
Of course, with the Chiefs coming out on top in the end.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of payback. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, J Law, what you got?
I mean, I also like the Packers out of the NFC. I think the other top two teams in the NFC are the Seahawks and the Saints, but both of them have some pretty glaring problems and some shortcomings. Russell Wilson has not taken care of the ball as well as in the second half of the season as he did in the first half of the season. And when you put the whole season together, he hasn't been taking care of the ball as well as he has in previous years. And I think that has what's held them back. I think that's what's keeping him out of the MVP conversation right now. Because early on in the season, he was, if not the guy for MVP, he was close second. Yeah,
because we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, and now you're not. Now it's like, you've got Aaron Rodgers way up here. I would put Josh Allen up there too if you look at the statistics and how the Bills have played. And then, of course, Patrick Mahomes will always be in the conversation.
Absolutely.
But in the Seahawks defense, even though they were injured for the big majority of the year, got some players back, got Adams back. They're just still – it's not the Legion of Boom of old. The lack of running, they'll get the Saints will get the running backs later back again if if they don't get eliminated before if they don't get eliminated by the Bears. If the Bears shock the world, that will be a big upset.
Oh my God. Now if the Bears do shock the Saints, do you think that we see a Chicago Green Bay? Do we see Chicago and Green Bay? I'm not sure what the brackets look like.
Yeah, I don't know what the bracket is either. But I mean, that'd be cool because Green Bay would put their division rival, in their rightful place and show them, who's the boss of that division.
Who's your daddy? So, what does he do?
Yeah, but so and then out of the AFC, I kind of have to agree with Christian that I think that. That the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are, but it's like I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the Chiefs, but and people may not like this, I'm going to put a caveat behind it, but I would not be surprised. Let me find my words real quick. I believe the Bills are a dark horse Super Bowl contender in the fact that I think that the Bills are hot right now. I thought the Steelers were that. The Steelers kind of cooled off. Now we'll obviously see what happens with Big Ben this coming week. Maybe they can get hot. Maybe they can ignite themselves because they may be the more well-rounded team. I think they have, a better defense. But the Bills, obviously, they're no pushover either. So I would not be surprised. I would love to see the Bills and Packers. I love Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia is like the coolest people to ever interact with on Twitter. But as it stands, if you had to make me choose, gun to my head, I am going Packers and Chiefs, but I'm choosing the Packers to win the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. So I am with both of you in picking the Packers. Now, coming out of the NFC. Now, with that being said, I would love for Drew Brees to get to one more Super Bowl. I would love to, but I just don't see it. Now, the Packers play the winners of the Bears-Saints game. So if the Bears are able to beat the Saints, I would love to see a Bears-Packers playoff game. I think that's going to be amazing. But either way, if the Saints win, it's going to be awesome to see two all-time greats play each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be amazing. However, and I think that if it does end up being Packers versus Saints, whoever wins that game is going to the Super Bowl. I believe that the Buccaneers are just, they're loaded with talent, but you know what? That doesn't matter. It doesn't, like you said, it doesn't breed cohesion. And I seriously don't see Brady and company going to a Super Bowl. I just don't. I don't see Tom Brady winning another Super Bowl, period. So I seriously believe that if the Saints get past the Bears, whoever wins between Packers and Saints goes to the Super Bowl, period. So that's where I'm sitting. Show's got my name on it. I can do that. Coming out of the AFC, I'll say that, and I'll agree with you both and say, you know what? Yeah, the Chiefs are just, they're a juggernaut. They're a juggernaut. But defense wins championships. So it will either be the Bills or it'll be the Steelers. Now, you might be saying, well, Brian, what about the Ravens? Ravens are a decent team, but they don't have that Super Bowl defense. They just don't. The Steelers do. The Bills do. The Bills, now, if the Steelers end up facing, because I believe I don't know, Christian, if you can look that up, if the Steelers get past the Browns, who are they playing next? And I know that I don't like this playoff format where only one team gets the bye. I like where the top two seeds get the bye, and then it goes from there. I prefer that to what we've got. So basically, if the Steelers win, it's either going to be Titans or Ravens. So it'll be between the Titans and the Ravens the Steelers play. So basically, that'll mean that if the Bills win, then they're probably going to be going. They're going to probably that means that they might end up playing the Chiefs. And whoever wins that game, chances are very good that they're the ones that go to the Super Bowl, whoever wins that game.
Mm-hmm.
If the Bills and the Chiefs play, I don't think the Chiefs match up that well with the Bills because Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, but the Chiefs did come out on top against them earlier in the season. It was a fairly close game. Yeah. And obviously, both the teams aren't the same team that they were to start out the season.
And that was going to be my point. These aren't the same two teams. Josh Allen is slinging the ball with so much confidence. Josh Allen is the quarterback that everyone projected, that some people thought he was going to be, and then he had rough rookie year. and then last year wasn't super stellar, and people were essentially writing them off. Trey was one of the only folks in Vendetta Sports Media that's been Josh Allen guy from the beginning. And I'm not going to lie, I've been trying to keep my eyes on Josh Allen as well because I want the Bills to be good. I do. I don't know why I want the Bills to be good, but I really, really do. There's just something about that fan base. Like you said, there's something about Bills Mafia. And I think that having to deal with Tom Brady in New England for all these years, and they just kept coming out. Your Dolphins fan base just sort of fizzled toward the end. The Jets kind of fizzled a little bit, but never the Bills Mafia. Bills Mafia always treated the Patriots games like the Super Bowl. And I think that's why I like the Bills Mafia so much, because they remind me of the Steelers. Even when the Steelers are struggling, Steelers Nation is always on guard and ready to fight. So,
yeah, and I mean, as a Dolphins fan, you know, I hate to say this about our division rival, because, you know, I want everyone else in our division to suck, you know, so that way we can have it easy like Brady did for 20 years.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And it's like, all right, guarantee up 6 wins. All we got to do is win four other games, and that's it. And we're in, no big deal.
Right.
But yeah, that fan base, they're so cool.
Yeah.
And I think they've got some of the cleanest looking jerseys in the modern era. I
love their old school white jerseys. I love their 70s white jerseys. I love those jerseys.
And I've got my NFL 2K5 series that I do for the YouTube, which subscribe if you're not subscribed. And in one of the games that I recorded the other night for the series, I'm playing as the Dolphins, played the Bills, those just nostalgic mid 2000s, like dark blue, red and then like bright red helmets, and then like the really bright lime green turf field in Buffalo. It was just, man, it just felt like I was watching Monday Night Football with my dad again. It was like such a huge nostalgia trip.
You know what it kind of reminds me of a little bit too? Remember the first time you saw that Boise State turf?
Yeah.
That's what that sort of like takes me to, just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So these are going to be my Super Bowl picks. Finalized with that being said, Bills out of the AFC, and I'm going to say the Packers out of the NFC. But I see Aaron Rodgers pulling it out, so I give the Packers a Super Bowl win. I think that Aaron Rodgers, you want to talk about another guy who's had the misfortune of being let down by a coach. Aaron Rodgers should at least have 2 more, if not 3 more Super Bowl wins under his belt, not just one.
Yeah, no, he helped Mike McCarthy stay with that organization
way longer than
he should have. Yes,
he should at least have 1 more Super Bowl under his belt.
Like for that entire time, once Rodgers really blossomed into the star that he is, it just got to the point where Mike McCarthy, he didn't know what the hell was going on out there. And Rodgers is like, okay, that's a terrible play. And so he's literally just like, you know, got his little stick and drawing plays in the dirt. And it's like, okay, you're going to run this way. You're going to run this way. You know, you run a post, you know, you run, you know, this crossing pattern here. And then it's just like, all right, and I'll find somebody.
Yeah. And I'll tell you the truth.
And he's like, listen for the keywords, you know, listen for these keywords, you know,
right.
Got to see what the defense is in. Got to see if they're in zone, you do this. If they're in man, you do this. All right, let's go. We got 20 seconds.
And what sucks is that, you know, this is his age 37 year. And so many good years have been wasted. But not just from the coach, but from the front office, because the man has never had a whole lot of weapons either, though. Like, his running game has been sort of questionable at best. A lot of his receiving core has been questionable. Defenses have always been solid. He just needed 1 or 2 playmakers on the other. And they didn't even need to be stars, just serviceable.
He just gets like 1 wide receiver for each like part of his career. It's like, all right, for this part, you get Jordy Nelson. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you got Jordy Nelson, and, you know, we'll give you Greg Jennings. He's all right. And then it's like now you got Adams, who's an absolute stud.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, but he's the only receiver that you're ever going to throw to, because the rest of them will drop passes if you throw them to him.
Yeah, because even when they had Jimmy Graham, it's like, okay.
Exactly.
And so those are my picks. I'm going Packers Bills with Packers winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. That's the way I'm seeing it. And one more thing, because we're getting ready to wrap up. Special thanks. I'm definitely glad that we got Christian on the team here because he's helping keeping things nice and tight and making it work out, doing an amazing job, earning his credits. That's for sure. One thing that I definitely kind of want to throw out there as well. We've got a couple of we've got 2 interviews that I'm looking to solidify. I'm not going to talk about it just yet, but just know, guys, I'm actually going to be sending 2 emails this evening / tomorrow. So hopefully we can get some, probably the biggest interviews that have been on Vendetta Sports Media in its history. Mm-hmm. And I'll be so proud that we can do it on the Tanndemonium Sports Show. Yeah. That one podcast of the year of the Vendetta Sport, the Vendettis. I'm actually calling the award show the Vendettis because I've been watching I've been watching The Office. So it's the Vendettis. So the Vendetti award winning Tanndemonium Sports Show. We've got big plans for you guys this coming year because this is the year 2021 when Vendetta Sports Media explodes and the Tanndemonium Sports Show is going to be right there doing it all. I mean, oh man, Vendetta U is blowing up like mad. Mm-hmm. Now, what season are you up to now?
I'm still on season 1 for it. Okay. I'm actually planning on recording the next episode tonight. Next episode will be a doubleheader at least because I need to get season 1 done. I need to get it done so bad. It's been going on since like late September.
Yeah, and it's not like you're going to do a season 2 of this one because you're going to end up getting 20 Maximum Football 2021. So, or 2022, whichever the next one's going to be.
Uh-oh.
Oh, J Law, did you freeze? Oh no. Well, Christian, come on. There you are. Oh, it's my internet connection that's the problem. Uh-oh. Oh, that explains. Good? Yeah, we're good. I can. Okay. Yeah, we're good. That
yeah, I still want to do a second season with VU just to see what it's like getting new recruits in and everything. But yeah. Then I got some other stuff coming up on the channel. I got a long list of things. I got a bunch of stuff I got to complete. I still gotta finish Cyberpunk, which I hadn't played that in a hot minute just because I've been busy.
I've been playing Cyberpunk every night since Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Well, I've got this urge now, man, to just play NFL 2K5. Like I've recorded, I think 5 episodes in 2 days for that thing, and it's just I'm having a blast.
I really wish that was in the Microsoft store. I really do. Yeah, but you know what? I did download Madden 25. I downloaded Madden 25, and that just feels so. We were talking about this a little bit. If you want to jump in, Christian, because we were talking about it a little bit before the show started. Madden 25 is the best Madden to be on the current gen, which is the Series X and PlayStation 5, and the previous / current generation, which is Xbox One, PS4. Madden 25 is the best one. That doesn't mean it's the best Madden because it still has its issues. I think Madden 05 and 2K5 and maybe even Madden 08 are your best Maddens. Those two, 05 and 08 are your best Maddens, but 25 is the best one of this generation.
Yeah. 09 was really fun, but man, screw the 40-yard dash mini game for when you had your player at the combine. Bro, I'm sitting there just like this the whole time. And
now you know how I feel when I have to run the sprint for 2K.
It's so annoying, dude. And I always had slow players because I could never run a good combine.
And you guys are like way younger than me. I'm old enough to be both y'all's dad. But I remember playing the original Maddens, and I thought Madden 93 was like the best Madden ever. And it's still an amazing game. Like if you have a Sega Genesis, yeah, it lets you know how far back I go. Go to hell.
Hey, I remember playing Madden 99 in a Walmart.
Nice. That's old school.
Like, how Walmart used to have on all the game aisle, they had all the consoles and they had a bunch of demos on there you could try. Yeah, I remember playing that.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and announce it on here. I was talking to you guys about it earlier, but NFL Head Coach 09 is coming to the channel. And now the way that I had to buy that was from a beautiful man in Niagara Falls, New York. Had a factory sealed copy of the Madden 20th anniversary edition. And so it comes with Madden 09. It comes with NFL Head Coach 09. And not only that, but I was looking at the picture of it because I got the notification that it had shipped today. So hopefully it'll be in soon. It says like 7 to 9 business days. So, hopefully that series can start soon. But it comes with the bonus content, bonus disc that's got a working copy of Madden 93 on it.
Woo! I just went to eBay. $76, $105 or best offer, $85.
What is that for?
For Head Coach 09. Wait a second. NFL Head Coach 09, Xbox 360, complete inbox tested and working, pre-owned, $26 with Tony Dungy. But see, this is with Tony Dungy on the cover.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason why I had to buy it as the 20th anniversary edition, which again, shout out to the man that had it factory sealed, because I know that sucker's going to work and I know all the discs are going to be in there. If not, he will get a very angry message from me on eBay and a terrible rating.
He said angry. A vendetta rage. I love it.
Yeah, I'll write an article about it. I don't care. Call this dude out. Never buy from this man again. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I had to buy it that way. I had to buy it that way because it was so expensive. I couldn't find it anywhere at any of the local game stores. There's like 3 used game stores. I went to those. I went to flea markets. I went to GameStop just on the off chance. Of course, they didn't have it.
Right.
So I had to buy it.
I might go see if I can find it, to be honest.
So yeah, I had to buy it online. $20, man. I got Madden 09, Head Coach 09, and I'm getting Madden 93.
Hey,
may have to do a video on that just to experience it.
You can't beat that with a stick, man. Like, I'm looking at one right here, and I don't know what the C in front of it means, but it says EA Sport 360. Use good condition. $29.99 or best offer. I might have to jump in on that. And 3 have looked at that. Oh, it's in Canada. It's in Canada. That's why.
Yeah, make sure if it's the 20th anniversary, make sure it says it has the disc in it, or you see a picture with the disc in it. Because there's been a couple of them where it's like missing NFL Head Coach 09. I'm like, I don't want that. Get out of here. Then it's just useless.
Right.
Then now, I might as well just buy Madden 09 for $3.
Seriously. Now, and you can play those old 360 Maddens on Xbox One, right?
I don't know which ones you can, but I have a 360 right next to me. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm even looking at Madden 09, $10, $9. So why is Head Coach so freaking expensive?
Nostalgia is a powerful thing. It's because they are still making Maddens, but they only ever made 2 head coaches.
Gotcha. And I'll tell you,
they made the first one that I've actually got right here, because I thought about just using this one for the series. I got the original one for $4.
But 360 isn't backwards compatible with that one.
This one is not backwards compatible, unfortunately, which is a shame, because, and I'll talk more about it in the series, but there's a lot of stuff about this game that I like better than Head Coach 09. Like, this is a lot more in depth. Like, this is crazy in depth. They cut out some of the fluff in 09, but it is still a game that an entire off season could take like 9 hours.
Nice. Yeah, I might have to take a trip to the exchange tomorrow. I'm kind of mad. I'll tell this story real quick before we get out of here, since we started talking gaming. So I'm not going to say what game it was, but I got a couple of games for Christmas. The main one being Cyberpunk 2077. And as soon as we're done, I'm going back to play it because I'm in a Johnny Silver. But anyway, I'd gotten an additional game, And like Sharon got me a game, my mother got me a game, and one of my cousins got me a game. My cousin got me this real cool game, and it was still sealed and everything, but I had already had it downloaded. It was just, my cousin had asked Sharon, what games is Brian into? Because I know he's real picky. And Sharon said, well, these are some of the games that are on his list. His mother's gotten one. I've gotten one. This is the other one. So they went and got it. I had already downloaded it because it was on sale. I'm not saying which game, because if they happen to watch, I don't want them to feel bad. I just said it was great. Thank you so much. So I went to go take it to the exchange to trade it in. And I knew I wasn't going to get a lot because it was a trade-in, but I figured it's still factory sealed and brand new. You've got to give me a little something better. $12 credit, $7 cash. I got so pissed off, I walked away. I just took it back and walked away. And when the woman said it, she didn't say anything like, I'm sorry, I know it sucks, but this is what the system's making me do. No, she said that with straight up confidence. $12 credit, $7 cash. And I said, but this is brand new, sealed. Yeah, but we're not going to sell it as used. I mean, we're not going to sell it brand new. We're going to sell it as used. The hell you say? I went and looked. They had the game and its predecessor, both of them, $53. So you're going to give me $12 store credit and then turn around and resell this game for $53. No, I gave it away. I gave it to a friend of mine who, that they have 2 kids and, they don't always have enough. They got to worry more about paying the bills than luxuries. So I gave it to them because I figured they would at least appreciate it. So while I'm kind of mad at that place, I might be willing to go back there and look. But what sucks is that the GameStop that was in the mall is gone. And the one store that was in there that had a lot of used games in it, it's gone. So maybe I'll go on there.
Now, you live in a higher populated area, so you may have better chance. Although the NFL 2K5 that I've been playing, I found it for $1.50 at a flea market. So
nice.
Greatest dub of my life.
I hear you, man. That's just unreal. But I mean,
in fact, I may, dude, I got so many other things to record, but I just want to play 2K5. That's all I want to do.
It's so much fun. Those are some of the best games.
The presentation in that game, and I didn't even realize this. But you know that EA can use ESPN in Madden, right? Because ESPN holds exclusive license for ESPN, but they don't use it. They used it in the terrible NBA Live games that came out in the past couple years, but they don't use it in Madden. In this, you've got NFL prime time with the GOAT, Chris Berman. He does pregame, halftime, postgame updates, and then at the end of it all, you get an episode of SportsCenter that is recapping the whole
highlights.
Week and it generates highlights from other games that were simulated. You see dudes throwing bombs. You see interceptions, run back for a touchdown. You see a kickoff go 99 yards back to the house. You see a game-winning field goal in the playoffs. It's amazing.
That is what's up. And that's definitely something that's missing out of all these video games is the presentation.
It's a game from 2004, and I want it more. I want to play it more than I want to do the latest Madden.
I'm serious. Like
SpongeBob, that's going to be in the game for some freaking reason.
What's hilarious is I remember I got tweeted at by EA that by the Madden Twitter account saying, "Hey, just so you know, Madden 21 is on sale." I said, "Yeah, I'll wait for it to come on EA Access if I even play it then, because this is crap."
I'll find it in the crap bin at Walmart.
Seriously. Like I seriously, I just downloaded Madden 25 because that has much better presentation, and it just looks like it's going to be a much better of a game. So screw it. I'm honestly, things aren't going to change until the NFL gets rid of EA's exclusive license, and they're probably not going to do it because it makes them too much money.
2K has a license with them now, I think.
They can
But
only
it's
do
not. It's not.
arcade style.
Yeah, they can't do it. Yeah, they can't do
simulation.
simulation. SpongeBob.
Even Madden isn't a simulation though, because it's not realistic. It's all animation. There's no physics-based engine. But in any regard, guys, that's going to bring us to the end of our first Tanndemonium Sports Show of 2021. Thanks for all of you that have been, helping keep the show going with your views. And hey, we're here. If you want to hit us up on Twitter, go to Twitter and look up Tanndemonium V. At Tanndemonium V. And keep your eyes open for us on social media, because they're going to have clips from this show, as well as, just so much other stuff going on. And we got our new team member. We are ready to we are hitting the ground running on 2021. We're going to hit it like gangbusters. So with that being said, for Benny the Jet Rodriguez, for Jackson Law, I'm Brian Tan. We'll see you next week.